It's me, Daniel, and my bestest buddy in the world, Adam, and we're going to be
Hello.
working on some pages for the Hunni Bunni comic.
That's right. That's right. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be cake and ice cream at the end of this.
All right, so the comic cold opens to a boar being stabbed in the face hole. This sketch was provided by my
That's
good
him,
friend
me.
Adam.
That's me. That's my name. Don't let it out. Yeah.
That's really fucking cringe. Not gonna lie.
You fucking dumb. No, 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 no. Okay. Yes, but yeah. So we're gonna try and make this hopefully a weekly thing if all goes well, and you get to see us actually working on the thing. So.
Yeah, we're starting now. At the time of recording, the Indiegogo is still open, and we're also planning to extend it for another month.
As long as they allow us, yeah.
Yeah, as long as they allow us. But I think that reaching any amount of the goal would be really nice.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's still, if you're watching this, if you're a new viewer, there's still time. If you want your name in there at the bare minimum, any donation, whether big or small, helps us a lot. So,
Yeah.
and of course, if you've got any friends, family, if you've got any friends, send it to them. Any families that might, like it, by all means, send it. And if you don't have any of those, send it to an enemy. Maybe they'll like it too.
Yeah, send it to somebody yeah, if you don't like it, send it to your enemy. He might not like it either, and then he might give us
Yeah,
money out of spite or something. I'm a real businessman, okay?
yeah.
Oh god. I'm turning into an old man. I need to take my vitamins.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Take your vitamin A's, your B's, your C's, your fucking W's if you're so inclined.
I think that you need to get some fucking vitamin D because I think that not only are you inside all the time, you're in jolly old bish bosh land.
Oh yeah, we don't even know what a sun is over here. So yeah. To be honest with you, though, as we're recording this, we actually do have warm weather, which is as rare as seeing a fucking unicorn.
Um,
So
I just
I made the
realized
most of
that
it.
I started drawing and my fucking art tablet pen is in the kitchen. I'll be back.
Oh, this is going to be a good fucking good start. All right, so it's just going to be me. So, what do you tell me about your day today? What was his away? What was that other guy's away? Oh, how's your day been? Oh, I see. I see. That's nice. That's nice. We all go through some hardships sometimes. It's really good. Let's see.
All right, I have found one of my tablet pens.
All
I
right. All
had
right.
three of
Well,
them. Now I have one, so that's a very reassuring thing.
me and the viewer are having a little bit of a heart to heart while she was away.
He was talking
So
shit about me, wasn't he?
yeah, I said you're the piece of shit. Your eyes are too close together. Yeah. you made me say fuck after my boy. No, no, no.
Oh, that cartoon. I love the fact that the guy that made the Shoobity Doo Bop.
Yeah, it's more popular than ever now.
Yeah, well, a lot of people who really love that video of the guy just beating a cult in the skull with his forehead.
Yeah.
Like that's a sequel to a really funny cartoon.
Yeah, and not only that too, but the sequel, that video outlives, it somehow outlived, not outlived, sorry, it outshines the first one. God, is it kind of fucked up to think that video game deleted on the other channel might have been the best thing that could happen to that video since it's super popular now.
I mean, it was already pretty popular. I guess we did,
It was.
but yeah, I think that it getting reposted at the right time because I would imagine that the people who did see it wanted to watch it again. So that
Oh
kind of
yeah.
when he reposted it, it gave it a bump.
Well, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Yeah, man.
original fucking video where it's just like I was at the bank and the guy in line said something and
Incredible.
it's incredibly offensive. My favorite line of that entire video is just okay, I'll fuck with your nuts. I'll fuck them right off.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's like, I bopped him. I gave him a head bob. It's just like that weird like rapper thing.
Yeah, he goes like, give him a head bop.
Oh man.
Tell me fuck off to my boy. This is gonna be like 90% of us just referencing something that we didn't make.
I know, yeah, but honestly,
Uh,
I mean, the bright side is, we give that guy even more traction, so
More attraction.
action, yeah.
We summoned the lipstick spell upon him.
He turned into Brad Pitt by just, giving him more attention.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's abs from Fight Club. That's what he turned into. That would be
just yeah.
that would be getting that would be worse than getting turned into a frog if you just get turned into abs.
You just. I swear to Christ, there was like a weird Doctor Who villain. Oh yeah, that's right. It was the absorber thing where it just absorbs people. Instead of turning into like weird like blubber, you just turn into someone's muscles.
Um, wasn't there a character in like Owl House that was just abs?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone in the chat could probably tell us. So yeah,
yeah, that's true.
I say the chat as if we're streaming it. The fucking recording.
Hey there, the chat.
Is this a real twat? Twat? Chat?
Oh, you can't say that no more. Not anymore.
Not anymore. But yeah, this is my first time doing a recording, so I'm not gonna have probably the best etiquette, like Twitch etiquette, if you will. So
That's why we started recording instead of streaming, because we don't want like the British constabulary ziplining in and saying you got a license for that face.
exactly, yeah. I live in Bish Bosh, England. If you can't tell by my outrageous accent, so
Oh man, I thought you were like Canadian or something. Damn.
no, I used to pretend to be Scandinavian for the longest time, and then people saw past through my clever disguise.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you're fucking lying to me.
The Austrian is accusing me of lying.
Fucking that's like the worst thing ever that we could talk about. The fact that if you want somebody to tell everything about themselves to you, just be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Just give them false information. Yeah.
Yeah, no, just, like not even that like bad. You just say like, "Oh yeah, yeah, dude. How's Australia, dude?" And then they're like, "I'm not from Australia. I'm from," and then you already fucked them. That's evil. Like I saw that in like a YouTube comedy short, and I was like, "Oh, that's horrible." It's like, yeah, and they just can't help themselves. So how do you think that that World of Tanks shit got leaked?
Oh, you mean with the Are you referring to like the weird blueprint stuff?
Yeah, like the blueprint, like the top secret blueprints to like Raptors and shit, or like a
Oh
tank or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, that's actually War Thunder, but more or less the same fucking game.
It's
But
the
yeah,
same exact game. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would start playing those games unironically if they had first person shooters also running on the battlefield.
Oh, like what you call it, infantry.
Yeah, if they had infantry in that game where it's like complete combined arms, I would play the shit out of that game. In fact, I think it would break the market, honestly.
You know, there was a video game. Since we're recording this, that means we get to talk about really obscure stuff that no one's heard of.
Oh yeah.
There was a PS3 game that's no longer available to play now called MAG, which was short for Massive Action Game or something like that. That game, they somehow figured out how to basically have 200. I think it was like 256 players in one match. So it was basically a war, basically like flat out war. And
Yeah.
the only downside is like even though this is like a technical kind of advancement for the time, the game just wasn't really that interesting from what I gathered. So just yeah, it kind of just came. Just what do you call it when it like comes and goes? I guess you could say comes and goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I love it when you answer your own questions. That's
I try to be smarter than I actually am.
as it were, as it rather insert fart joke.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing whenever you write
Well,
when you write the script to the comic, you like instead of who, you say whomst.
yeah, oh yeah. Okay. For context, so we have a script. But we went over because but for some odd reason, I use like really sometimes like old. I like to say old English. So like instead of saying while or like as they do this, I say whilst, and he keeps like shitting on me for some odd
Yeah,
reason.
because you're not Shakespeare, you clown.
I don't give a
What do you think
fuck.
this is? 1750?
I keep saying like whom or fucking whilst. I know there was another one in there somewhere.
Oh bother! I shan't have satisfaction. You know how oh god, this is really dumb and cringe, but have you ever like had that thought in your head, like if some crazy guy runs up to you, you're gonna say some really hardcore like action movie shit?
Oh, so like you kind of like a fight or flight kind of reaction.
No, like you're doing that like Liam Neeson action shit in your head. You see like a guy that you don't like, or you see a guy that you think could cause a problem, and then in your head you're like, yeah, well, if he walked up and started some shit, I would be like,
I, you
oh
know
man,
what? I'm kind of embarrassed. Sorry, yeah.
I'm gonna like, listen, buddy, you don't want any of this. You're not the guy. You know that in your head.
I have had those. I used to do that a lot when I was like a teenager. I don't do it as much now, but yeah, I used to have those moments where it's just like, if you fucking try something, I'm gonna fucking double kick, Larry Tim in the fucking, in
Yeah,
the fucking face. And I'm just like, no, you're not gonna
I'm
do
gonna
that.
hit you. There's gonna be two hits. I'm gonna hit your face, and your face is hitting the ground.
I'm gonna break your leg and say you're gonna need an ambulance. I'm gonna break the other leg, and then I'm gonna say you're gonna need two ambulances.
Yeah, no, my
Fucking,
fucking like my brain recently, like for some reason I can't turn it off, and like I whisper to myself whenever I do
no,
it.
that's.
But
I mean,
like,
people do that.
yeah. But the issue, and it goes back to like you know using whomst and shit like that was I would I would do that kind of like Liam Neeson, like you fucked with the wrong guy, like dialogue, but
Do you know who I am?
I would do it as like mid fucking like 18th century dueling dialogue.
So you'd be like, "Good sir, I implore you to not besiege this," or something like that. Yeah.
Sir, you have offended me thusly. I demand satisfaction. We shall
I, I
commence. We shan't commence the duel.
I swear, like I had one of my cousins. She said to me that there's like a World War II show, like a comedy show, and apparently they all talk like chavs, And I need to ask her if that was actually a thing, or she was like bullshitting, because the idea of like being in the trenches and be like, you get me, blood, like that sounds like really funny to me.
Bloody.
Uh, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Beef? Yeah. So.
I'm like an American guy, and you're like British, which means that my food is betterer than yours.
Better, yeah. You. I always remember there was a funny argument between like British and Americans about how we have weird names for food. So it'd be like, "Oh, you fucking." No, I don't know why I'm doing the American as a British, but it was like the American was like, you British, you llamas make me laugh. You have things called pucker pies. That's so stupid. And then like the British person would be like, "Oh, that's stupid. You have things called tater tots. Don't even make fun of us." So. Christ.
Ba ba
Yeah,
ba
that's.
ba 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 ba.
Ba, ba, ba. Hmm. So also, yeah. So let's see. So you're doing page 1. I'm doing page 20. So this page I'm doing is just after the preview pages that you've all seen. So.
Yay.
Ba, ba,
I
ba,
actually
ba.
have no idea how a boar's hoof looks. Hold on. I have to look that up.
Um,
Is it like a cleft one, or is it like a horseshoe? It is a cleft one. All right.
cleft, yeah.
I think when you sketched this, you might have fucked up.
Yeah, I was getting off some because I couldn't find like a really really actually my reference I had like well not blender Daz thing, but the thing is the board itself was like very fancy in design, you know.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is that I just looked up because I was like, I don't think its legs work like this. And I'm correct. The legs actually bend inwards.
Oh, that's freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, so you done goofed here, man.
We could just say to people, this isn't a bore, it's a chore. You know, it's a very unique to this world. But no, 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 no.
I find that extraordinarily lazy.
No, I try. I try, folks. Don't worry.
Dude, like, what is it? Like, the second biggest comic in the world is Asterix, and they, like, exclusively eat boars like it's McDonald's.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. God, I remember playing like a demo for like a PC Asterix game, and like the food, like I think 90% of it was just like meat, and so yeah.
God,
Oh man,
I fucking love Asterix.
it's good. That film, that 3D film they did like 2 or 3 years ago, I really want to watch. And it kind of blows my mind too how it's a 3D film, but like they kind of captured like the look and feel of an Asterix film, like a typical 2D one.
Yeah.
Shoo bop, shoobity boo bop.
Asterix und Obelix.
Und
Und
you know that like reggae song from that like was it Conquers America? That like lives rent free in my brain.
oh
Like I
yeah,
really like that song.
baba boom, when you gonna raise a tune? Choppa 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 lappa choppa pa poo.
Ayu, ooh, yeah, we are one tribe, or something like that. Yeah.
We are one people. I have no idea how I'm gonna do these legs. You have screwed me, sir.
Page one,
Yes, page one. Damn.
episode, episode one. Fucking legs. How do they work?
Yeah. I think it's that classic. Like, there's actually a debate about artists during the 1700s.
Oh
Might have
yeah.
even been in the 1600s during the Renaissance, which was do horses, when they jump, have their legs kicked out forwards or inwards?
Yeah.
In real life, they have them kicked inwards, like the thing
They
that I
do.
was about to draw, but having them kicked outwards makes it look cool.
Mm. So
So
it's a matter of what do you prefer, like accuracy versus coolness, or you know.
so you had the yeah you had that argument back then. It's like, well, like those legs don't do that actually, but then like, I don't know, Da Vinci or some shit be like, but the it looks like shit. Yeah,
Da Vinci, you need to use the bucket tool to fill the fucking dead pixels. No, no, no.
good. I have a theory in my head, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but I think the reason why Da Vinci took his time with his paintings was so that way he
Mhm.
didn't get crippling lead poisoning.
I mean, he probably saw the writing on the wall. No, but maybe he probably thought about that because wasn't he also kind of like a scientist in a way? Or am I wrong?
He was an engineer.
Engineer, that's what it is. My frame of reference is Assassin's Creed, so I kind of just assumed that that was partially true.
He was an engineer, and also he made automatons.
Oh god.
It's
You mean like
basically
the
just like little tiny action figures that have clockwork in them.
I was gonna say because my idea of an automaton is like like D&D with the those were automatons, right? That's what they were called, the robots.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I always associate that with like science fiction, like steampunk crap, So
I mean, yeah. I mean that's what like steampunk is kind of based off of is that I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, have you ever played Thief 2: The Dark Project?
I own all the Thief games. I've never played them.
Oh,
Yeah, that's on my to-do list, like with every game on my goddamn Steam list.
you should play that one. It's actually pretty fun.
Thief 2?
Yeah, Thief 2 is pretty cool
Okay.
because that's the one where you start to realize that this is a fantasy setting. Because in the first one, you're like, oh, medieval shit, and then like in that one, they have like steampunk and shit. It like rapidly industrialized.
You know, you might have shown me this because I think you showed me a video of this, and I was like, "Huh, this is like a Steam." Because I have like no frame of reference of fucking what you call it, Thief. So yeah,
Thief.
Thief 2, The Thief Still You.
I forgot why, like in Dungeons and Dragons, they couldn't call the. Oh, I
Offerings.
remember why. Yeah, I remember why.
Oh
So,
yeah, token, yeah.
what, a thief?
Oh, a thief. Who's gonna talk about halflings? Sorry, go on.
No. Like, so
Hmm.
very early on they said thief, but then they changed it to rogue, and I think the reason why they changed it to rogue was because TSR at the time, the company that owned Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
they had this code. Um, there was a lot of shit in like the 80s about like how D&D would make your kid like go into devil worship or some shit. And
No,
like,
yeah,
a larper died in a cave, and that caused a big outroar for some reason, or an
yeah.
uproar. So what they did was TSR created like the code of conduct for gaming,
Hmm.
and I think during that time period they were like, oh yeah, so you can't steal things, like things that people own, because that's illegal, you know. So we're gonna change the class into a rogue, like Han Solo.
Yeah, that dirty little smuggler. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
always weird to me, like when you learn about like weird industry stuff. It's like when I learned about how the action figure Bumblebee from Transformers transformed the way some certain copyrights work for like names and shit. So
my biggest gripe with like Hollywood or whatever is the fact that like Disney is like the precipice for how insane our copyright laws is.
oh yeah, they're pretty anal over stuff like that.
Well, no, not only that, like, in Europe, I think like copyright depending on which country you're in, it lasts about like 30 to 50 years after like the guy who made the original thing dies.
Yeah.
In America, it's like 77 years.
Christ. Now you say in America. Does that mean you could conceivably make the thing you want in another country? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so that goes into like legal jurisdiction and also like enforcement of copyright in other countries. So, that for instance, if like China stole your design, there's
Yeah.
not a lot that you could do about it because you could challenge it in court, but then it like that company would disappear and then like a new one would pop up and make the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, China's like a whole fucking
It's
China
a
with
whole
like
can of worms, but I mean,
it is.
they're not
Yeah.
the only people bootlegging shit. I mean, the Italians have some of the funniest bootlegs.
I'm not sure if this counts as bootlegging, but I love in Mexico all the Dragon Ball themed like hot dog stands. I fucking like go like talk like what was it like Goku's tacos or something like that. You've seen those, right?
I've seen the the fact that like Namco Bandai told them to stop having big block parties where they stream it to like everybody
No, yeah, like
because
the Dragon Ball Super, yeah.
they were like, "Oh, don't do that. Otherwise, we're not going to give Mexico Dragon Ball anymore." And I'm like, "Oh my god." Sometimes I think the best copyright thing ever was when Metallica was on
Oh,
stream, and then the the auto detect music thing kicked in, and it changed out their music to shitty mid-eye music.
oh, what makes it even better too? When that happened, the camera was on Lars, and it just slowly zooms into Lars, and I'm just like, because he was the one that was trying to go against, was it Napster? I think it was.
Yes, it's perfect. It's the ultimate retribution, because the reason why we have really bad YouTube copyright shit is because of fucking disband.
Yeah,
And then
like
just
Metallica.
seeing Metallica get fucked by the shit that they wrought is perfect.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
yeah, God, Metallica.
I don't really like Metallica that much.
They're a weird one to me because I like some of their songs, but I feel like I don't quite like them as like individuals, you know. But then
They
again, like in the band and like the persons, it can be different things. So
them hit like, Enter Sandman. Dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun, dun.
their songs. By the way, on Fortnite, they got a lot of their songs on Fortnite now. I have to choose a very special day to use those songs in the Guitar Hero mode because some of those songs go on for like 7 minutes, and I'm like, I am not going to sit through 7 minutes as well as in like a playlist of other songs, you know.
Oh, they also did Darkness imprisoned me under the sea. Absolute woo!
I tell you what, though, if any of you wanted like a really good documentary, there's a documentary from 2002, I think it was, of Metallica, and let me tell you, that documentary, even if you don't like Metallica, it's a really fascinating documentary because you get to kind of see them at like their worst because they want to quit the band, but at the same time, because of their ego, that's like we can't quit because we're Metallica and we rule, you know. But goddamn that, if you want like a good drama kind of thing where everyone's at each other's throats, watch that documentary from like 2002, I think it was. It's so good.
My favorite thing is, the fucking Dave Grohl just calling Metallica the set of bitches. He's like,
Yeah,
I think people are gonna listen to music however the fuck they want, man. I think the guys at Metallica are being just massive pussies.
and another bit of that documentary I think is really really interesting is so that documentary begins with their bass player at that time leaving, and that's also kind of one of the things that kind of sent them into a bit of a spiral. Is like their guy leaves, and it's just like we just lost our bassist, and we don't have a good enough bassist, and it's just you got to see it for yourself. It's so fun to watch.
Have you ever heard of Frank Zappa?
Frank Zappa, isn't he a singer?
He was a band leader. He did the band was called the Mothers of Invention.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so his philosophy behind it is well, he's dead now, but his philosophy behind his band was like he would just rotate band members in and out. So that
Oh
way
no,
like
shit.
people could get a start in the industry, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you'll never be able, because it's just like, it's kind of bullshit. You'll never be able to join like Led Zeppelin or something like that, but you definitely become part of the Mothers of Invention. So that was a neat thing. He did a lot of
That's
shit
pretty
for
cool.
people.
That's pretty cool. Is he okay? Even though he's dead, is the band itself like still a thing per se?
That is a fantastic question. I wouldn't know. I could
I
look
could
that
probably
up
look
real
it up for
quick.
you. Yeah, yeah, go for it, go for it. Excuse me.
Mothers of Invention. Uh, are the still active? Because
But yeah,
that would be wild. No,
wow. Then again, I feel like that's the type of band that couldn't quite conceivably carry on without the guy. So
they went from 64 to 75 though.
really,
That's a pretty long run.
yeah.
Like 11 years. Yeah, that's pretty good. One of my favorite songs is the a cappella song Luigi and the Wise Guys at the Table.
see.
A lot of that shit's comedy stuff.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, I had a terabyte. Excuse me, an external hard drive come today, 5 terabytes.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So that's gonna tie me over for quite a long time.
Yeah, when I bought this a few years ago, I fucking future proofed. I future
Yeah,
proofed this computer quite a bit because I was really tired of being cheap and buying something that'll only last about a year, and then I have to upgrade it, and then I mess up the upgrade.
yeah. That's the worst feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. By the way, that ball looks insane so far.
it's getting
I love,
there.
I love it.
It's getting there. I'm adding a whole bunch of like debris and stuff exploding.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like like you've, because that's the thing. Like, because I've tried to make it as like action packed as I humanly could in the sketch phase, and like you're just like up in the ante. So yeah, if I'm using the right word.
I don't even think you know how to play like poker.
It's one of those things I kind of want to, but at the same time, I wonder if I wonder if I'm better off not knowing how to play it. So
I mean, you can play poker without playing for money. It's a
that is
card
true.
game.
I mean, that is true because like there is like a game I have on Steam that's actually delisted now called what was it called, Poker Night at the Inventory, because that game, like, it was made by the people that did all the the Telltale. Oh, it's by Telltale.
Yeah.
But, but that game and the sequel were really fun just to listen to the characters interact with one another. But the thing is, it's like I had to like at the time I had to like sit through like having to listen to well, not listen, but I don't know how to play poker is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it also had like strong bad in it for some
Yeah,
reason. So it's just like,
yeah.
holy crap.
Like yeah, he'll be talking to like Max from what was it Max? Yeah, Max from Sam Max. It's like, do you keep cards in your in the inventory space that you keep all your guns or something like that. That was actually the first time I heard about Strong Bad was that game, and then I'll talk to people like you'd be like, oh my god, Strong Bad. It's like, oh, is this a thing?
Yeah, and then we watched some of it and you found it pretty humorous.
I think we watched the one where what was it, The Witch's Brew? Or am I wrong?
Strong bad. You gotta get the witches to boo.
Oh, the one that makes me laugh is when it's like they describe what it is. They're like little, contesting, and it's like, oh, that's what you call it. I call this last place.
I call this last place. Yeah, you know what? This looks a little bit more to me like witch's brew.
The witch's brew.
God, that fucking God. Nobody's gonna know what the fuck that is. Ah,
Well, you see, that's the benefit because we're old and wise. That means we can tell people about the obscure cool things.
God.
Fucking the arrogance behind that.
I mean, the website is still up, and they're still making things.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what. You know what? I'm gonna do what Only Place does. Your editor, when you edit this, I want you to throw up a strong bet on screen real quick.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm the editor, so that means that you're gonna make me work.
Editor, I want you to add. I want you to add like 1,000 comics coming out of the dirt right there, and then I want you to also add the bullet holes to the trees.
Yeah, that's not happening, Chief.
Yeah.
Give, pay me.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, you know what? Those watching, please consider donating to Honey.
Yeah, so that way we can waste all of the money on like video.
No, we wouldn't do that. We're adults.
Definitely wouldn't do. So is this like a just like a half coat thing on the top?
Yeah, so it's basically like
Fur.
it's basically just goes down to yeah, it's like fur basically. It only goes down to like her shoulders or what you see right there. So I kind of made it look like a weird like fluffy cloud because I'm not that good at drawing fur sometimes.
That's okay. I mean, like, so this is one of those earlier sketches that we worked on, and then you like completely went to doing 3D. But I think
Pretty
like the
much.
fact that you went and did most of the pages sketched out is really awesome. I think.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I want to definitely try and make it abundantly clear, like what the hell's happening, you know. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, thank you.
Adam, your insert father figure, think that you swear too much. That blasted American. Well, actually, he's German. You're speaking with a German?
Yeah, man, that's the worst kind of. That's the worst kind of a party. No, 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 no.
I don't know why I make like every British dad like son. You will not.
You kind of make him sound like remember on that like Oblivion playthrough, all the fucking blades were just like, Prisoner, do you have anything to free this fucking idiot?
No,
Fucking
every single like English mother is just like a Monty Python woman caricature where they're like, "Oh, and then like every father, it's just, son, I will not stand idly by. That's every British person ever. It's gonna be you in like
Pretty much.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah,
You know, like,
you're gonna find yourself a bird. You're gonna do the wiffle waffle, and then you're gonna.
I am turning 30 soon, so that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
turn into an old balding British man like instantly like
That's like in The Simpsons when like they have their kids all white and then Homer's like slim and he has actually grown a bit more hair. Then the moment he sees Bart at Teddy, just like the hair falls off and his stomach's just fucking just instantly fat and like balding.
Did you know that the Simpsons were actually designed to be like, a counterculture cartoon showing that like this middle class family is actually poor as shit?
Yeah,
And
and the
it was
irony is
so
like
ahead of its time that it was right ahead of its time. So then it became the norm.
yeah, and the irony is now like you have to be really rich to afford a house like they have now.
I mean, they couldn't afford it in the show themselves. Like that's there's something really goofy that people don't understand, and that's like yes, like money had more value back then, so adjusted for inflation, things were cheaper. The issue that a lot of people don't seem to understand is that you were not paid for your work back in the day. not
Oh,
not well.
the one that makes
Because
me laugh.
you'd be like, oh man, $1,000 back then was a lot of fucking money. It's like, yeah, that's why you got paid like $5 a month for your factory work, and you're like, wait, what?
That kind of reminds me of when you talk about that one video where the guy talks about how great the nineties was, and then you actually told me what the nineties was like. It's like, yeah, no, that's equally as shit in a way.
Yeah, no, it like you would still, oh god, people think that there was a magical time where everything was better, and it's like it was never that. It was never that.
Oh, I
Even
can
if you
tell
were
you why
like,
they think.
even if you went back to like, yes, like the 50s, and it's like there's a whole bunch of problems there.
The one that makes, yeah, like you know what I generally think it is, and this is just my little like game theory on it, is that people that like reminisce were kids where they didn't have responsibilities,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like, well, yeah, no shit, you're gonna look at that back at that phone. You didn't have to pay the bills. Your dad had to do that.
I mean, also there were quite a considerable amount of bills that you didn't have to pay back then, because you could like not have a telephone. You know,
That is true,
you
yeah.
you could have just like a sack of coins, go outside and find a payphone.
Yeah, you know the one that blew my mind, but you pointed out, and this is something I didn't even think about this when you told me about it. Was like The idea that you had to move house in order to like work at certain jobs, you know?
Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, look, I'm gonna make a whole extra dollar, so we're gonna move to a completely different state. Pack your things,
Yeah.
let's go.
I don't know if like this is me kind of being bitter. I don't think there's a singular job in the world where I would actually be willing to like pack everything up and move.
And since we didn't fully pay for the mortgage, what I did was I got all of the money back, and now I'm gonna get a new mortgage in the next state. Yeah, that's not gonna cause a massive fucking problem with the housing market.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Like,
Oh god, I love my parents, but there's some times where I'm just like, you know that this is going to be a problem in the not too distant future. And it's like, "Oh, you're I think you're overreacting." Everyone says I overreact a lot.
I think it's only fine for you to like think about things, you know. So
I plan for the worst, hoping that the best happens.
I mean,
Cuz at least if I plan for the worst, I don't get blindsided like most people do. It's like, how could COVID have happened? Did you like it started in 2019? Like none of you cared about China enough to see how they were doing. Like
I won't lie though. Like there was that period of time I do remember where like you heard about it happening far away, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not going to really affect us. And then it did. You're like, oh man, if only that was the
it's
case.
like, oh man, dude, China is so open right now. Like I have the sneaking suspicion that this is going to end up here pretty quick. And everyone's like,
Yeah,
it's not even as bad as the flu. And it's like you don't understand it. Even if it's not as bad as the flu, if everyone goes to the hospital at the same time, it's gonna be
yeah.
so congested that nothing gets done. Like that. That. Uh, that'd be like
People.
if I rob a bank, right?
Hmm.
Like I'm gonna get caught because the police response time now is ridiculous. But if I start 15 fires and then rob a bank,
Yeah.
all of a sudden that bank robbery is looking a lot easier. The
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
downside is that that's going to cause a considerable amount of collateral damage. So when you
Yeah.
apply that kind of logic to, the COVID, god, I remember telling my mom like, "Hey, listen, maybe we should like go to the store and buy a whole bunch of stuff before people start losing their minds." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever, we'll do it like, in a few days." I was like, "No, we go now."
Did they listen?
She did listen. I was happy about that. She listened, and yeah, the day after we bought a whole bunch of stuff, that
Hmm.
was when there was the toilet paper wars, where people like
Oh,
shot each other over toilet paper. That was fun.
oh, dude! Like when I was living, so I was actually living alone at the time, and I was so lucky because I actually had like loads of toilet paper on me to begin with for some odd reason. So almost all of COVID, because I lived alone and had like so many like packs of toilet paper, I was actually secured for like most of the COVID. It's so bizarre looking back to think that I was okay in that regard. Like, and I didn't even like plan that out. It just so happened that I just hoarded toilet paper even beforehand.
We also bought like a whole bunch of like canned food, preserved foods. We got like instead of butter, we got margarine and froze it. We got like powdered milk. We got a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff because worst comes to worst, we're just gonna isolate ourselves, right?
Hmm.
And it was just one of those. Oh god, it was just a pain. It was a real big pain.
That was a time. I do generally feel like now that COVID's over, like because I've been talking to you about this recently with like Discord. It's like it just kind of feel like Discord as a fad. Well, maybe not a fad, but like it's definitely died down now because like you'll go into a server that's like, oh yeah, this is the Spider-Man appreciation server has like over 1,000 members. Fuck all activity because it's like, well, yeah, what people got to do now? Like everyone can go outside.
I don't even think that. I just think that
Mm.
during the time that we were meeting a whole bunch of people during COVID,
Yeah,
people either worked at home or they got like that, government aid bundle of money So like we
Yeah.
just didn't go to work for a bit. The biggest piss take of the COVID thing was, yeah, so one of the reasons why all of this became a problem was because we like overworked you and underpaid you. Could you please come back? We'll pay you $20 an hour, we swear.
Yeah.
Why is nobody coming back to work? Meanwhile, like before COVID, fuck you, we don't need you. Ah,
Yeah.
we don't need you here. We can replace you with anyone.
You are a number, and a number can be altered and deleted on replay.
And then
Yeah.
like
So.
right after COVID, why is nobody coming back? We're losing money.
Yeah.
I never thought
God.
so. In the US we have like multiple different like food places. I think the big one is like Walmart, but there's also Food Lion. That's typically like a more southern one.
Hmm.
Um I never thought I would live to see the day that Food Lion would have better deals than Walmart.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I never. Oh God, it's so nuts. I think that yeah, they fucked up a little bit.
Oh God, COVID. It's kind of fucked up to think that like COVID. I should probably word it carefully, but like, let's just say a lot of things changed in my life for COVID, and some of it was weirdly for the best, given current state of affairs.
I got a house. I got married.
Yeah.
I know it's like the worst thing ever for some folks. I mean, like my father-in-law got really messed up by COVID. He got like OG COVID and like melted.
Oh yeah. I had COVID once, and it's just like it's one of those things where like you might make jokes about it, but then when it actually happens to you, it's like this is not funny. It's like the I don't know why with the fucking Joker getting shot by Dick Grayson. It's like that's not funny.
That's
Fucking-
not funny.
that's- yeah, COVID was it's not fun to have. We have someone in our like life who had like COVID when it was like brand new, and because he plays D&D, I call it COVID First Edition.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
COVID V1 was really bad. I think
Yeah, they
like
are.
the second time I got COVID, I actually ended up getting COVID V2, and that
Oh
was
yeah, I
still
heard it.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard they ironed out the bugs by then.
Yeah, no. All
COVID
jokes
First
aside,
Edition.
the weird thing about getting COVID the second time was that it didn't feel bad when I had it, but like I was messed up for a month.
I'm sure there's probably like a science thing where it's like you get it first time, it's hell. Then you get it a second time, it feels like a minor inconvenience or something.
Yeah, but no, like the post COVID was really bad.
Yeah. God, I remember sitting at home. God, I had COVID at such a funny time too because I had a week off from my work because I booked the holiday. Then I came back to work for like 2 days and I was like, man, I feel like really sweaty. And then like all of a sudden, we do the COVID test. It's like, ooh, that's why. So then I ended up having like a week and a half off after my holiday because I had COVID.
Yeah,
God,
but any other sickness where they tell you to go home, it's like, oh boy, I get to play like I don't know Baldur's Gate or whatever. With COVID, it's just like you're sitting there in bed like, ugh.
oh yeah, yeah. I did that for the most part, but then I remember you and a few others was in like that one server that we have, and
Yeah.
I distinctly remember watching you trying to play like Postal 2, and I was like trying to explain to you. I was also like sweating in my dressing gown, just trying to like explain how to play the game.
I think I tried playing Baldur's. Oh, that's where Dem's Worms comes from.
Well, dude, Baldur's Gate wasn't out by the time at that point.
No, 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 no. The second time I got COVID. Yeah, that's where Dem's Worms. That's where
Oh,
Dem's Worms comes from.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's like Astarian's like the like fruity vampire that you run around as, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh yes, I'm a Astarian," and like when you first meet him, he's like, "Tell me more about those worms." But like because my brain was melted, I went, "Oh, big boy, tell me about Dem's worms."
you know. I don't want to give you work as the editor. Well, I don't want to give you too much work, I should say. But if you have that sketch you did of him with the fucking neck, you should put that on screen real quick.
Tell me about them swarms.
Swerves.
Them swarms.
It's on your. It's on It's on one of your socials somewhere. Swerves, darling. God, the one that I remember I made some girl at work laugh about it because she was talking about thinking about playing it and how she's seen like clips of it, and I was explaining a story in where he'll say to her at one point in the game, it's like, darling, I'd very much like them's worms inside of me, because he's the only one at the party members that's willing to take like the lifford powers, you know. So
Yeah. Nothing brings me more joy than getting the power of them swarms.
the more worms inside of me, the more powerful I feel.
I'm going to wriggle myself to the top.
Can I just? I've said this before between ourselves, but I want to thank Larian Studios for making me say the word worms like way more past the age of 5. You know, so thank you.
Yeah, like, I don't think
How many?
worms have been in my lexicon for like a really long time until that came
You could
back.
you could say that it only plays because you know Zack Idle has a thing for worms, but like aside from that, like no, like I don't think any like God-fearing adult would say worms a lot.
It's like Star Fox. Like, when was the last time you legitimately said the whole phrase Star Fox?
Whenever someone talks about Nintendo, I suppose, but I mean, then again, the last game was like the Wii U, so I don't think that's really that relevant anymore.
It's like, oh, guess what, guys? Well, like, every time we make a new Star Fox game, it fails financially. So we're gonna do a long shot here. We're gonna make one, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're gonna make one." And if this one fails, we're not gonna make one for another 20 years. Okay, don't worry, we'll buy it, and we're gonna make it entirely using the bad motion controls. I'm not gonna buy that. Well, it failed, guys. Never gonna make another one. Whoops, bye. That's
You know, I don't
right.
want to sound, yeah, I don't want to sound mean because I don't want like people to get turned off by this, but like, is it hard being a Nintendo fan?
Lately, yeah. In
Yeah,
in general, yeah. I mean, they have a really nasty habit of having an online store, you buying a whole bunch of stuff on the online store, and then
yeah.
them deleting the online store. That happened with the Wii, that happened with the DS. They were just like, yeah, we're not going to support this anymore, so bye.
And then there's also the fact that like it just makes it extremely hard just to like they're so weird with that where like you still officially can't, as far as I'm aware, you still can't buy like their soundtracks to their games. Like you have to rely on people to upload it on YouTube. It's like it's so old fashioned. But yeah, no, I mean no offense if anyone likes Nintendo, but I'm good.
I mean, I like, dude, I fucking love Nintendo games. The issue is that the company is starting to act really goofy.
You know, there's a thing I've started doing, and this is actually really common with a lot of people now. Is like I have a habit of liking things from stuff that I don't particularly like. So, like for example, I might like, let's say, a song from a game, or I might like a character design from a game, but I just don't like the game itself. You know. So
Hmm.
let's see, how long are we recording for? It's been just under an hour. Do you want to have a quick break?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Slap your hand and go ba ba doobie.
What are you
Yeah.
thinking? Quick 5 minute break.
Yeah. We can reset the recording.
All right.
So
So
that
I'll
way.
start recording. So, all right then, stopping recording. 3, 2, 1.